we are manipulated to focus on the wrong things, if that makes sense. Like we see certain things, but I think we put a lot of energy in the wrong spaces. You know, um, I don't know, and I just been kind of thinking about this whole Alabama thing and everyone with the memes and the, like sometimes we get so stuck on racism that we're not focused on government spending, government use, what the actual puppet strings to our emotions, because we're not just riled up, they're riled up too. Like they got their news that's riling them up, that the whole Black Lives Matter, they're stealing money, look at them, they're a bunch of criminals. Like it's a thing to keep us all riled up and focused
Yeah,
on us fighting
like
each
like
other
like, like
instead of focus on the right stuff. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, like for instance, you look at the timing of this right here. So the Alabama thing goes
Right.
on, right?
Right.
And the little news nugget got dropped about Ron DeSantis in Florida. He just
About
relieved an elected official, an elected judge
yes.
in his
Yes.
state,
I
but
remember.
nobody's saying nothing about that,
Was it
right? So now
right?
we're so focused on what happened in Alabama, but like, come on, how does a governor relieve an elected official
Right.
from a position? Like 67% of the voters voted for this lady,
Yeah.
and he just like dropped her. Like
Yeah.
they Jedi mind tricking us, right? We
Not the
like you
Jedi
said,
mind
we
trick.
like you said, we missing the government, we missing the government spending, but we also missing like other things that they're doing. It's like, come on, guys, what battle
Yeah.
was really being fought here?
Right. Right. And like whether you agree, I think it was a DA. Was it DA? I don't know if it was a judge or it was a DA. But you know, we fight for a system to stay in place for a reason. Like so we have some level of civility and order. Like you can't just wave a magic wand because you don't like something. Because she called him out, called him what did she call? Um, oh, I can't remember exactly what did he call him, a dictator or something. You know, and you just can't. That's just not how the system works. So it's things like that. Just staying focused. And how do we? Is it about changing our community? Is it about changing the mindsets of others?
It's all the above.
Changing us, right?
You can't just, we can't call one thing out and just miss the other things. It's all of the above. Yeah, I think there's a whole lot of energy being put into that riverboat incident, but I think it's a good energy in a sense. Do I like what happened? Nah, but there is this energy that everybody's on the same page, and being able to see that happen and then protection come for the guy, and so I think that was really important that he was protected. He wasn't doing anything but his job, and someone was trying to exert their privilege over him, and they made sure that they understood this is not the same as it was.
Right.
But I also believe that we have to put that same energy into all the madness we have in our communities, all the madness we create for ourselves.
Right.
So to me, the foundation was laid,
Right.
and when the foundation was laid on uh, the way things are for our community, we didn't create a lot of the stuff that's happening in our community. That stuff was strategically created, and to impoverish us, to keep us in certain mindsets. When you don't have something for the longest times and you finally get something, people always expect, well, I finally got it, I finally made it, you should give it away. But sometimes people are like, man, I'm started from the bottom, now I'm here, you know
Right.
and and that's legitimate reason to do what people do. But at the same time, I think we have to honor the struggle. So a lot of times what we want people just to change automatically. We want people who've been in this situation for all their life, we want you to change. We don't want to honor your struggle. We don't want to say, listen, I know what it's like coming from the hood. I know what it's like to be have to be in a gang to try to feed yourself, to have to sell drugs and different other things. Not saying I'm justifying it, but to honor people's struggle. They put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the things that they're doing also. And if we want them to change, we can't just be like, yo, you got to pull your pants up, go get a job, go do this. Now we got to start walking people through that process of what it looks like to honor a struggle and then to help elevate their situation. So it's all of the above. There's so much more that I could talk about with this, and we'll talk about it more. But when we're talking about laying down a blueprint for change, that blueprint, I think really it has to come back and assess everything, assess racism, and say these are things for change. Assess your own community, assess your own individual self, and what type of changes are you willing to make for the advancement of people, you know?
Do you feel like what's up, Kaneem? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Do you guys feel like is there like an environment to do better around you? And let me explain. So like back in the days when you used to watch, you know what? I'm gonna just do that. No, when back in the day you watched G.I. Joe, right? At the end, it always had that moral moment that oh, Timmy's hurt or what, and they help each other out and no one is half the battle. Remember that? But there was those little nudges. Even I think Transformers had something. It's always those little nudges that we used to have. Schoolhouse Rock, just little stuff to kind of help our minds grow. Just even if it's just a 0.5%. Do we have that around us? I mean, social media is analytical, right? When we get on there, based on what we like, what we pause, things pop up on our feed based on what we watch more of. YouTube, we all know the YouTube rabbit hole. Like, oh, if you like this, you'll love this. Are we getting those nuggets to help us to be better? Not that it's not out there, but is it in our face like it used to be, like kind of forced into our space before? Or do you feel like it's more whatever we believe it's help? Go ahead.
What would you say is in our space right now? Cancel culture.
Right. Yeah.
That's dominant right now. We're so pardon the way I phrase it, but so hell bent on cancel culture. Like everybody's treading carefully because they don't want to get canceled. Like case in point, Jamie Foxx posted something. Gosh. They killed Jesus. He didn't say who.
Yeah.
And then he says hashtag fake friends, hashtag something else. But he would have talked about a friend of his that was a backbiter or whatever, or did something behind his back or whatever. So he was realizing who really was his friends. But all of a sudden, this guy who was near his deathbed, just a month ago, has to now apologize for a post to the Jewish community because that was considered anti-Semitism. And it's like everything goes. It's like if there's a truth to anything, it's like if he's telling the truth, and the truth hurts. How is it? Why do he have to apologize for speaking the truth? And I know we talked about what is true, right? But what I'm just going at is, this whole we're in this cancel culture, so we have to tread carefully, tread lightly. That we can't try to drop these nuggets right now because it's going to offend somebody. If we say, we need strong men to lift the lumber to carry to build the house, all of a sudden now we anti-women just by saying that. or if we're saying we're going about wanting to get our men more involved in something, the next thing you're going to hear is, well, what about the women? It's like anything we do is just like,
I think, well, I mean, to that, like, because the way social media works, everybody has an opinion. Everybody, I think, and it's always, and let's keep it 100. This has always been social media, just exacerbated, made this bigger than, like, because instead of me reading the paper about what Jamie Foxx says and have an opinion in my mind or to the little group of people around me, I can now post how I felt in the moment. Like, can you imagine the levels of articles that have come out from people, and even big stars have read it and had a feeling about it, but they don't say nothing. They may say to their small group, all their people, but no one would ever have a news reporter and tell them how they felt all the time. You understand what I'm saying? I think with social media, we can react. Let's just keep real, so emotionally fast in the moment. Then thousands of people see it, that I think it moves the smaller percentage of dislike quicker, if that makes sense. And quoting my
I
wife,
think
she says, social media is the devil.
We're in the age of whoever makes the most noise gets the most attention.
Right. Yes.
And it's always been that way, though, because I mean, we think about gangs, and when you think about gang members and stuff like that, I know I'm going hood today, but where did he go? Anyways, I got this.
He got canceled.
He got canceled. Look, he went cancel culture on us. He says something and it's gone. Anyways, gangs are a small percentage of communities. Gang members are a small percentage of groups. And when you think about how small the percentage of them compared to normal citizens and people who are just in the struggle or just, living in poverty or whatever, the numbers are small, but they get the most attention because they cause the most havoc in the community. They are, the ones who get the attention because whatever they do, it affects everything around them. And so one of the things about like cancel culture, or it's not even cancel culture, we're in a sensitive generation. And a lot of times when we start thinking about the way we think about stuff, the reason we have different schooling than we had different schooling in our time than they have now. The schooling that they have now, it's about memorization. It's about learning how to pass a test. The schooling we had was about the hard knocks of life and different other things. And we had, of course, it's a lot of times we look at the miseducation that we had, but the way we were educated was different. And so allowed us to effectively do different things in life. People today, the kids today, they don't have a lot of the critical thinking. They don't have a lot of the ability to learn life and life lessons, like you're saying. They are out there to learn these life lessons that we learned. So we learn, I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. Come on, y'all sing with me. No, I'm just kidding. But when we start thinking about I'm just a bill, do you know that a kid today can say, how does a bill go from a bill to a law in YouTube and get a million different ways of learning that? They got way more access to learning these things than we ever had. It's just what our bodies and our minds naturally gravitate to the foolishness and like Jeff said earlier in the chat, is that he'll be on YouTube looking at how do I turn this maintenance slide off, and next thing you know, he sees a clown, how to basically skydiving in a clown suit. Okay, hilarious. But that's what happens because you start going, and then on the side, YouTube has all this other stuff. You're like, let me click this. What was I doing in the first place? Right. We want to get away from the madness so much of inflation and brokenness or how do I make money and hustle and everything else. It's just there's so many things that corrupt our mind, basically, that we get lost. And I mean, we just want to escape. I tell people this all the time. and I heard this a long time ago, but I still say this all the time, that there's one thing that everybody wants, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's one thing, and it's peace. Everybody
Right.
wants a type of peace in their life, and I could be wrong. Again, haven't been, but
I
people
want a
want
little
peace.
drama. I need a little drama
Right.
in my life.
But whatever brings you peace, you'll do
Right.
whatever it takes to bring you that little slice of peace. And
Right.
and that's ultimately what people do things for, is to try to find peace in their life. So whatever narrative they feel like is going to help them attain that peace, then they'll follow it. So this Jamie Foxx cancellation thing, not many people were thinking about it until someone said something, and then you get a whole bunch of people going, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah.
and the other part about this cancel culture, or when people start talking about Black Lives Matter and they're stealing and they're doing all this and that, are they wrong?
Right.
And that's the whole other part. If someone's not wrong, why do we make them out because it feels like it's against us? Like Black Lives Matter to me was a bunch of mess. Why? Because okay, I click on their link to go give money, right? Why does it take me to the Democratic National page to give money to the Democrats? How do you know I'm a Democrat or not? Right? That's a bunch of mess. That right there to me was propaganda at its highest. And that's the thing. We can't follow the propaganda. We gotta, in situations where Kaneem is talking about, well, DeSantis is doing this, and then we have this riverboat stuff and all these other things. The original way of staying woke is don't get distracted. Stay woke.
Right.
That's
Don't get distracted.
And a lot of people
don't get distracted.
Now canceled stay woke, because a lot of times we get distracted by one thing and we miss the other thing. It's a sleight of hand that's going on, and you sleep. You just let it happen to you. Stay woke. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is turn it, because when I didn't even know when that became an anti-statement. When I was like, what did I miss? What did I miss? Jeff says money, love, happiness of it is because we're seeking peace, right? Seeking peace in the end. Let's see. So I was reading this. He said WRT, blueprint for change. There are two sayings a lot of people repeat, but I feel don't entirely understand. I feel don't entirely understand. Do unto others as you have them do unto you, and be the change you want to see in the world. David also says, instead of forcing or coercing people to change, like cancel culture, people should present what they want to see and be respectful of folks who sensibly disagree. True indeed.
Good stuff.
Yeah, some of the toughest challenges is having a debate or a disagreement in the comment section online, because it never helps, because everybody wants to be right. Like I'm open. Like if someone has a point, man, that was a good point. But for the most part, like I've talked about before, when the whole when Trump got big and people having conversations and saying stuff, and I figure, hey, I'm gonna try to educate him a little bit. It was just a waste of my energy. No matter what I put up, no matter what I quoted, like, I think you got that wrong. Let me show you an article I was looking at. It didn't help. It didn't help. Wasted a lot of energy on that. So he said up for,
and that, me and all my words of. So the crazy thing is, you're absolutely right. When people get stuck, it's like a pit bull.
Right.
If it locks down, it's over with.
Right.
People think that that somehow, and I think we've oppressed people so much in life that when they finally feel like they have a voice, they don't want to let it go, even if they're wrong.
True.
And I think a lot of times, it's kind of like what Dave was saying. You got to be able to see and be respectful to folks who sensibly disagree. Disagreement is not a problem, but the one thing you don't want to do is get in an argument with the fool, because then there's two. It's like, that's important for us to always know. Like, why get involved with some mess that's going to keep you in the same place? If you're trying to go to a certain place, go. Right. If people they're not trying to get there with you, let them go.
Right.
You know,
True
so
indeed.
it's
True indeed.
important for us
I
to
want to be right,
understand.
though.
Like
I want to be right.
well, is that the blueprint for change, y'all?
Right. Right. No doubt.
Is that the
No doubt.
blueprint for change?
Good morning,
And
Brian.
so,
What's up, sir?
good morning, Brian.
Morning, my
Um,
brother. Morning, my brother.
Morning, everybody.
Well, I mean, I'm stuck like that pit bull. You know what I'm saying? I'm clamped down. I'm on lock that Donald Trump is going to jail.
How did this?
I knew that was coming.
Is that how change going to start? Is that how change going to start?
Hey,
I'm just saying. I mean, yes, sir.
it's a race right now, and it's a race to January 2025.
Right.
Okay.
It is,
Right.
and
And I believe you, my brother, and I am co-signing what you just said. And it's also a race to see if he going to state prison or if he going to federal prison. It's a race. He's going to one of them, though.
I'll say this: if he's not elected president, or they get him to trial before an election, he's going to federal prison.
Okay. All right. Hey, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it right here on BOL. Thomas Cotton, August 10th, 2023. He agreed with I that
I've always agreed with you.
Hold on, don't take it back now. Don't. Oh
no, I've always agreed that he's dirty and he needs to go, but they don't have the first cases were weak. Whenever the feds indict, they got a 90-something% conviction rate. They indict you. There's a reason why they indict you.
Yeah, so they ain't playing with you.
They're not coming with a paper thin case, and so I'm not going to sit up here and say that Donald Trump isn't going to prison. The other cases were paper thin.
Yeah, he got three federal cases. Three federal cases.
Right.
Look at
so now it's and he becomes commander in chief again before they send his butt upstream.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother Cotton. Thank you for co-signing.
Yeah.
Jeff said he just got to mow my lawn twice, and he's gonna be president again.
So here's the thing. He's going to really going to prison. Did you hear what Pence said?
Yes. Bro, I'm up on my latest. Come on.
So with just that testimony in itself will send his butt to prison.
Yeah.
He's gone. I mean, you got a sitting vice president, or was a vice president at the time, and he's trying to coerce this person to make a different decision.
Matter
of fact, he don't even need to testify. It's on national news now.
Yeah, and the fact that he called him Pence weak and a punk and just talking bad about the man. You don't think he gonna crucify you when he get in that courtroom? He gonna let that tongue just whip you out. Yeah, he did this, he did that, he did this. Yeah, he called me. I told him. Watch. I can't wait. Can't wait.
I'm still standing on what I said. About a year ago, since we started this conversation, that brother's not going to see it one day of jail time. Day.
This is where you start looking at the facts.
Thank you.
You start looking at the facts.
Don't do that.
Start adjusting your tone according to the
I
facts.
officially stand with Jeff.
Stay woke.
I stand with you, Jeff.
Come on. Hey, Jeff is my boy now. I mean, I ain't never met him in person, but me and Jeff, we good like 4 flat tires. But Jeff is on. He might have had a little bit too much LSD, a little bit too much weed back in the day, because ain't no way that Jeff can say that Donald Trump is not guilty of the crime he's been indicted on.
Come on, Pastor. Come on through.
There's a lot that of madness that Donald Trump he's straight controversy.
Right.
And he's really about division, but he
100%.
plays the
100%.
emotions of people, and he
Very
plays
well.
them for his benefit. And that's the thing. Like if he's playing everybody for his benefit and getting them all riled up, getting them all emotional, getting them all
100%.
against each other,
100%. 100%.
then we got to
There's no
see that
argument there.
game. But the reality
Yes.
is, he has a whole country of people behind him
Yes.
who are sitting there supporting him
Yes.
because of what? There's no one better out there than that.
Nope.
You guys don't. Open your eyes and see if there's someone better. See if there's someone that's going to unite this country.
10 toes
and
down
make,
on this conviction here. We just listen.
Or do we just want the controversy of America?
That's the thing about it, man. I can't disagree with what you said, but once he get locked up,
all right.
Well,
yes, sir. Thank you, Larry, for coming through, man.
Once he get locked up, that's gonna be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Because all them folks that's behind him, they gonna have to be behind him in prison. But that's gonna minimize all
We've
his
done it a lot. We get behind folks in prison a lot.
But what they gonna get behind him for though? It's different from the other folks that we get behind. They had a message. They tried to minimize the message and suppress the message. He ain't got no message. What's his message?
What?
What is his message?
America great again.
But what does that mean though?
America would never be great. Though? It doesn't matter.
Oh Lord.
It's how you feel America was great.
Well, it's because people feel like the America that they know is being stolen from them. And they're losing their space in this America. And if someone doesn't do something about it, we're going to end up losing our privilege. And so, it's
still nobody got privilege around here, Thomas.
But you ask them, they don't have privilege. They worked hard for all this stuff.
Privilege.
Okay, Pastor Ryan, I need you to come on. Don't leave me out here by myself. How are you feeling, brother? Are you turning on me like Pence turning on Trump?
Brian is not going to co-sign that foolishness.
Are you turning on me like Pence turned on Trump?
Federal indictment.
Go ahead, brother Brian.
Go ahead.
Tell them how you really feel, man.
There's nothing that can discount the amount of evidence against that man.
All right. Okay.
You can't wish it away either.
Preach.
Okay.
Preach.
Listen, here's the thing. If you can't convict him on a crime, convict him on being an idiot.
Okay.
Because you went
co-sign that too.
Yeah, you went. You like the crime should be his actions, whether you find them in a law book or not. The reality is, when you look at the impact, the effect that he's had on this country, he should be in prison.
Tell him.
Like, listen, without him, that Montgomery thing wouldn't have went down like that. They would have just taken those liberties. More people are taking liberties. January 6th would not have happened. Like what we don't understand, what people, not we, us, I'm saying what people don't understand is he prepared all of this by saying, if I ever run for president, it will be as a Republican because you can tell them anything. Those were his words.
You heard that, AD?
I don't think that was his words, though. That's a misquote.
It doesn't matter. It was understood.
I mean, that's about all. Listen,
I'm not quoting
about the only
him, but that's the message. The message is,
I got you.
Tell them anything, okay?
I got you.
And then he started with fake news, so that you don't 100%. Hear anybody or trust anybody.
Alternative facts. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter what he says. He also said, I could go out in New York and shoot somebody on, and still, because that's the level of confidence he has in his influence. Right?
Preach on,
Eminem, a rapper from Michigan.
Not
that I have to tell you who he is. said, what do middle-class white Americans have in common with Donald Trump? Or what do low-class white Americans have with Donald Trump? Nothing. So why would they be following him? The only reason to hold on to all of his rhetoric and madness is because you have a fear of losing your leverage in this country. And that is the only goal.
I don't know. I don't think it's that.
Listen. The man has gone to such an extent to keep America or take America in reverse. That alone should be the reason. Now, when we talk about the documents, when we talk about the payoffs, when we talk about the taxes, when we talk about take your pick. Come to Georgia, the phone call. I need to find 11th. We all know that in business, you don't speak the crime verbatim. What you say is, it would really be nice if we could find 11,000 votes. Right?
It's a suggestion. I feel you.
Yeah. I mean, another example, the big talk about, the 38 vacations with Clarence Thomas. I'm just giving you examples of why Donald Trump is going to prison. And now what I'll say is I'm completely on board with him going to prison.
Okay.
And not only does he deserve to be in prison, I believe he will go. But here's the thing. Only in America could it happen where he doesn't go. Only in America. But also
wait. Hold on. So hold on. Let's get clarity. You're saying
what he said?
He's going
to
prison. He's going. He's listen. He will. My point is, he'll be convicted.
You know what? Y'all can't just be turning on me like I was. What? How did I become the Dallas Cowboys? How did I get on? How did I get on this island by myself? Wait a minute.
It's on an island. You are out there on the middle of a plank in the middle of the ocean with no life.
Right, I know you
no lifesaver.
I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is, I didn't believe, I was not on it before because just living in America and thinking about privilege. Right. But I'm saying there's so much mounted evidence against this man that what's amazing is what the GOP has done. Like, what I'm trying to wait to see is what will be the outcome of the GOP when he gets convicted, because you've hitched your wagons to him.
Everything gonna change.
Yeah. So here's the thing, AD.
Is DeSantis?
Yeah, that's the problem, is they don't have a whole big.
No, DeSantis he gonna have to back out.
He's gonna have to back out, and I think Pence is gonna elevate as much as
DeSantis, his whole campaign is crumbling. You know what I'm saying? So
they got all this stuff. They got all this evidence against Clarence Thomas for the vacations and the special treatment and the private jet and all that, and going to Nebraska games and all this stuff. Right?
He ain't going nowhere.
Right? Ain't going nowhere. Why? Because these people. Here's what one person said. He said, when I tell politicians that are coming in, whatever rich friends you had coming in are the ones you should keep. You shouldn't get any new rich friends, wealthy friends, when you get in office. And I'm starting to lose my they mess it. You know what? It's because of what I'm saying. That's why they started to
fight. Fight.
That was a good one, Thomas. That was a good one.
But here's the thing. What happens is, hey, I don't like the way this policy is written. Right. And Clarence Thomas is sitting in the room. The bigwig says, I don't like the way this policy is written. What do you think? Clarence Thomas says, yeah, it does look a little shady. Doesn't have to say anything else. Right. Now I've got Clarence Thomas' vote. Did Clarence Thomas say anything wrong? No. Did Donald Trump say anything wrong when he said I need to find 11,000 votes?
Yes.
Yeah, he said something wrong, but what I'm asking you is, was it illegal?
Oh yeah, well, it was illegal. That's one. They gonna use that recording against him.
Right.
Yeah. That's not illegal to say. I want to find 11.
Call was illegal.
But listen,
what?
He's not going to say I need to find 11,000 votes.
Making the call was what was illegal.
Right.
Yeah. No. Making the call wasn't illegal. what he said while making the call. You can, hey, how you doing, Secretary of State? You doing all right? Yeah, I mean, the phone call wasn't legal. It's what he said during the phone call that made the phone call illegal. You know what I'm saying?
What he said is insinuating. He's insinuating that votes are missing.
I just have to say this: we waste too much energy on this dude.
Yeah.
He's going.
Oh man, it's entertainment for me, Thomas. It's entertainment.
No, I'm saying
I get a chuckle out of it.
We can sit here and argue, and it's almost like this is what he wants. I want
distracted.
people debating me.
Oh yeah, keep me in your mouth. Keep me in your mouth.
In your mouth.
This is entertainment. I don't know. They're not parallel, so I'm not trying to compare them. But this is entertainment, like the O.J. Simpson trial was entertainment to me.
I mean, it's definitely entertainment. But I'm saying we put in the energy. Like,
I got you. I'm with you on that.
He's exhausted.
I'm with you.
I mean, until he gets convicted, it's gonna be entertaining.
It is definitely worthwhile talking about it.
I think I was a little emotionally invested. I was young. A little more emotionally invested into the
AD. The reason why you stand on an island by yourself is because so many different things have changed in this case. So even the argument I first put out there that he's rich and he can fight these people and he can keep it in court. Now you got 3 different agencies you have to fight, 54 different charges. You ain't, that means you're gonna have lawyers at the yin and the yang. So you have to have, you're fighting different systems. You're fighting all kinds of things. It's a whole different thing. Man, and Thomas was standing hard on that.
That's right. In 2022, you, Thomas, and Brian was standing hard there. Oh no. He got this. No.
I've never said that he wasn't guilty. I never said that.
No, I'm talking about he wasn't going to prison. He wasn't going to prison. He wasn't going to prison.
Kaneem, don't get out there too fast.
Oh, I'm out there.
Because
he said he already on the picking line.
Wait,
yes,
he can
wait by the prison
and still never go to prison.
Hey, dude,
say that again.
He can be found guilty and still never go to prison.
No, now that I put in the bet money on it, and the only reason I say that is because
he put money on it.
70 plus felony counts.
Listen,
70.
All right, so here's the thing,
and they're all different cases. They're all different cases.
We're gonna move on. Remember, we're gonna move on, but go ahead.
A few of those cases are weak. All right, there's a few weak cases out there, so don't get your hopes up on those.
Man, my hopes is way up here, dog.
Let's say if they go let's go federal. All his federal cases, what if they consolidate them, run them concurrent, and all that other stuff? He's still a first-time offender. He's still there's these alternative sentencings that he can have. There's a lot of things. Matter of fact, there's a lot of things that he put in place within the federal system that will benefit him.
I don't think, because they all taking different timelines, he might, because the federal government is not his friend right now. You know what I'm saying? So he may get convicted on March the 1st. That's his first felony. He may get convicted June the 2nd. That's his second felony. He may get convicted September the 10th. That's his third. It depends on how the federal goes, but they're not gonna run them all as one case. So he might be a convicted felon. 3 strikes you out, federal prison. He going to prison. I'm telling you, he going to prison.
So here's the thing. You're right. They could do it that way.
They could.
But here's the other thing. There's a limitation on budgets that they have also. You're not going to spit your whole budget at one person.
Man, they finna make it. They need to make an example of the first president to ever go to prison.
I give you that, Kaneem.
This system is not meant for him to have all those resources thrown at him.
Right.
He going to jail. He going to jail.
Yeah, he'll go jail, get
I
fingerprints.
am so 10 toes down that he's not going to jail, that I believe this man will be back on TV as a commentator before he go to jail.
Who is that?
OJ.
Orenthal James.
Man, he look old.
Man, that don't even look like OJ, man.
Yeah,
right.
I was thinking that's someone else. But
I thought that was Byron Allen.
Don't get confused.
Let me make my views clear. Donald Trump is guilty. He's always been 100%. Guilty. He's always been guilty. The challenge has always been, can he beat the system? Because the system's set up for him to beat. Now it's becoming harder because he has to beat multiple systems. And like I told you, when the feds indict, and they convict at I think it's a 98% rate.
Yes, thank you, sir.
So I don't, when I look at that,
which means what?
They're finally going to get to the point.
Which means what? There's what? There's 2%. How many ex-presidents have been in jail? I'll wait.
Hey, we got 10 minutes. We got presidents.
That's a terrible argument.
Let's move away from Donald Trump.
How many
we got 10 minutes left.
This one is done.
We got 10 minutes left. Let's move away from Donald Trump.
I'm sure I can find. I'm gonna dig in. Thomas, I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna have that course answer tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Freestyle Friday? I'm gonna have an answer for that. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he ain't the first president to do a bunch of dirt, and they have a bunch of dirt on him.
AD,
and he's done the actual stuff. Go ahead.
Don't jump on the fake news bandwagon, all right?
Jeff, 2%, Jeff. 2%, Jeff. 2%. All right. So, listen.
You drinking milk?
Right. Oh yeah.
I sure wish I could see the comments.
Kaneem always starting. Yeah. He always starting.
I'm frustrated because of the climate, and let's pray for the folks in Hawaii, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The wildfires. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard the hurricane and the wild. Yeah.
My buddy Nate through Area Recovery sent some folks over there this morning. They got on a plane this morning, and Nate is going. AD. Right. So Nate's on that plane. So I got a friend over there, or heading over there to try to help those folks out. So we want to definitely not only lift up the folks in Hawaii, but lift up the responders that are coming out to help them. Because I got a couple of friends out there. But what's frustrating, I read an article, a news story this morning. Ben Crump just picked up another case. And it's a case in, I think, Greensboro, North Carolina, South Carolina, one of those. I forgot where it is, where an 11-year-old boy was doused with Coca-Cola from some resident manager at an apartment complex for swimming in the pool. There's video of this lady pouring Coca-Cola on this little boy and then hitting him with the Coca-Cola bottle and then apologizing for assaulting him. The little boy standing there while this lady pouring Coca-Cola because he was swimming in the pool. Now, that's the climate that we're operating in today. And what I will say is, where is that now? That type of attitude has been here for a long time, but the rise in that type of behavior has gone to extreme measures since 45.
Well, I think it's always been there, man. I think that with video nowadays,
there's an increase in activity, bro. There's an increase in activity since Barack Obama was president.
I think it's the same.
Numbers don't lie. Just research the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Okay. I mean, at the bottom, you can talk about reported incidents and you can talk about unreported incidents. But what I'm saying is the reported incidents have drastically increased.
I think that's because of all the video.
No, I'm talking about stuff that hasn't been videoed. I'm saying reported, not videoed incidents, reported incidents. Reported.
I said most of the reported incidents in this day in 2023 or in the 2020s is video evidence.
Video has
your word of mouth hey, I did this, I did that. That's kind of like he say, she say. I can't even, but the more video, it's more video being played. Like, I know I got you. Yeah, I got you on video. I got your face and your voice. That's being reported a lot more. Well, just my opinion, though.
Yeah, and what I'm stating is based on statistical data, right? Video or non-video, there's an increase. There has been a drastic increase in racially motivated incidents reported. Whether there is a recording,
I can't discount that. I'm not into statistics.
Again, you got to take statistics with a grain of salt, because who's reporting them, where they coming from, and how long have they been recorded? Because when you start thinking about in this history of this country, racial incidents have been a very hot topic that's always been here. Yes. And so when now people, it's easy to propagate something if you just say statistically it's this.
It's not easy. It's not easy because someone's going to come back with your position. So you have to go deeper.
I don't disagree. But let me finish my point, though.
I hadn't finished mine. What I'm saying,
all right.
You're going to get that response from this because it depends on where you're getting your information from. You're absolutely, which means you have to delve deeper into your research. You have to do that. And what I'm challenging everybody to do is not hear me. I don't want to prove anybody right or wrong. Don't just hear me. I'm saying go look it up so that we're not debating something based on opinion, right? What I'm saying is check any resources that you have over the course of the last 50 years and look at the percentages based on what happened pre-President Obama and post-President Obama, where we were pre-President Trump and where we are post-President Trump, where policies were, where the emphasis on policies were pre-Barack Obama, and where the emphasis on policies has been post Barack Obama. And then you will understand how we have trended to get to where we are today and how there's so much more level of empowerment in our communities that we're seeing this rise than we've ever seen before. That's all I'm saying. And I don't mean like that we've ever seen before. I'm talking about going back to a point, because when we talk about that whole concept of making America great again, there are several rules of thought of what America looks like being great. There is the way that racist people recognize a great America, and there is a way that liberated people see a great America. There is a way that migrants see a great America, and there is a way that those that have been here the whole time remember a great America. And then there are those who don't ever feel like it was great. So what I'm saying is we have to take all of that into consideration when we think about this, and then let's start measuring what has been transpiring over the last decade or so. That's all I'm saying. It's not based on feelings; it's based on the reality of what we see.
I haven't disagreed with what you're saying, other than saying that no other time in history has this been. And all I'm saying is, if you look at the history of this country, we can clearly see that there's been this there. We've had policies in the past that redline communities. We had policies in the past that people couldn't use the same water faucet. We had policies in the past where you had to come in through the back door. And if you didn't, your butt was toe up. We had policies in the past where you couldn't even say anything to a white woman other than yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You couldn't even look at a person a certain way. You couldn't be in a certain town, sundown towns. You couldn't have anything. Otherwise, we'll burn that mess up. There's all kinds of things that have happened in the past that we can't say it's always been that way. And so what I'm saying is, what people are emboldened more. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree that Donald Trump emboldened people. I remember watching people. I watched people when Obama got reelected literally lose their mind and fall out crying and saying this country is going to hell. We're all going to hell. God's going to come and judge us. Right. And just literally losing their mind. I've watched all kinds of stuff. I know the history of my life, and I'll just talk about me personally, like the stuff I've had to deal with when it comes to policies and racism and everything else. You know, being able to walk down the street and get pulled over by police, them cuff you, lay you down on the street and park their car over your head and leave it running and tell you to move. Going to summer school because I didn't have a license plate, get pulled over by 12 cops. All of them pull out their guns on me, and I'm 17 years old. They pull their guns out on me, sit me on a curb, wreck my car, and when they are uncuffing me, one of them walks by and says, "Boy, if you would have moved, I would have made your day." You know, those kinds of things are happening. The difference is it's kind of like a mixture of what you're saying and what Kaneem's saying. There's just more exposure to people want to put the statistics out there. And when you put those statistics out there, that's what is there. When we're talking about blueprint for change here, the one way that we can have a blueprint for change and the only way to really truly make it true change is to acknowledge what has happened. And so what you're saying, Brian, is true. What Kaneem is saying is true. What history has said in this country is true. But we have to acknowledge all those things, and then we can move forward from change. Yeah, people hated the fact that this black man became president. People hate the fact that this orange man became president. Right. So we have to start, and people hate the fact that this geriatric man became president. But I got it. 10 o'clock. I gotta go. But listen,
no problem. We'll talk about this.
Please, let's bring this back tomorrow.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
You got to be on tomorrow, man.
I'm here. Tomorrow. I am.
All right, y'all. And everybody, all right, bro. Have a good one. Do your research tonight so y'all can chime in tomorrow.
I'm going on feelings. I'm going on feelings.
Again, statistics are made up facts. Alternative facts.
Alternative facts.
Yeah, right. I'm working on feelings. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely we can. We're definitely gonna get back into that. Into this conversation, because he's when Brian started talking about the middle class America, I just felt like they largely were ignored. I don't know if they're necessarily emboldened. I think just no one paid attention to him. I think he's started resonating and speaking some of their language. They were just ignored. But we'll get into that tomorrow. All right.
You know what I hate about
Frolicking Friday.
And this is what I hate. When policies in government, okay, so Barack Obama was handed a government that George W. Bush had.
Yes.
Everything that went wrong with America now was on Barack Obama's plate. Look what he did. Look at this. Right. He's trying to recover the economy that was ran to the dirt in those 8 years, right? Mm-hmm. When George Bush inherited America, there's a surplus in the America surplus. We had money.
Right.
And when he finished, we were, totally in debt. And there's a whole lot of things that had happened. That funky war that, but again, everything became Obama's fault, right?
We'll see, Lisa. I don't know, Lisa. I got it,
And so it's kind of like
get a little happy.
We forget that one thing was built by one president that another president inherited, and now we talk about that president as if he did all this madness, right? And so,
look at that. He said, I kind of like Obama.
So there's a lot of things when we talk about being able to stop this momentum. I mean, the political momentum that we have right now is really what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, but it's antagonistic between people. Okay. It's just if you're not on my side, you're on the other side, or no one's trying to build America anymore. There's no building of America. There's no trying to strengthen this country. It's partisan. It's all this other stuff. So anyways,
yes, we'll get at that.
Tomorrow.
So listen,
Brian, you better do your research.
Come with them facts. Come with them facts.
Hey, all right. Don't come with Don't come with statistics that
Hey, you gonna hey Thomas, you gonna mess around and Brian gonna come with a PowerPoint and
AD, let me share my screen. AD, can I share my screen?
Oh man, Brian gonna be prepared and ready, boy. I'm talking about laser pointer and everything.
Jeff, when's the last time a president has taken credit for what the last president has done?
Right.
That
Never
hasn't happened. That hasn't
ever,
happened. You know?
not my lifetime.
I mean, you know what? Unless the next president of the same party somehow, like they did there for, and the next one come in.
I'll take that back. Your boy did. Lyndon B. Johnson. He took credit. He gave credit to John F. Kennedy.
In my lifetime, it's not.
Oh yeah. No, that wasn't in my lifetime. That wasn't in my
lifetime. It hasn't happened.
Indeed.
No, I wasn't even born when he did all that. Yeah, but I was just thinking.
The podcast has homework.
Yes, indeed. We are the first podcast that gives you homework. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Make sure you're on time and have all your stuff together. All right. I'm
dropping links in the chat.
Dropping links. Drop some links. That's right. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. Be blessed. Keep pushing. Keep growing. Know that 1, DJT is not going to jail. 2, dial 988 if you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis.
Someone find the mute button for him.
Nope. That's the power of being the host. Dial 988 if you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis. Real talk, everyone. And make sure you're checking in on your family members. If you haven't seen them in a while, just check on them. See how they're doing. Make sure you share this broadcast. Let everybody know that the BOL, the Brothers of Legacy, are on at 9 a.m. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. Stay safe. Make good choices. And we'll see you in the AM. Peace out.
Bye-bye.